Taped from New Jersey, it's the SNL Nerds, the show where two comics from New Jersey nerd out about Saturday Night Live. I'm your co-host, Darren Patterson.
And I'm your co-host, John Trumbull.
How you doing, co-host John Trumbull?
I'm doing okay, co-host Darren Patterson. That was some Shatnerian pauses you had there in the intro.
I made some choices. Like, you got to switch it up. You got to keep it fresh.
I was like, is his mic going out? What's going on? Is he being dramatic? I don't know.
Yes, I'm pausing for dramatic effect, good sir. This is what they taught us in Juilliard.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You went to Juilliard.
I saw the YouTube videos and I got the gist from that, I think.
Sure. No, that counts. That's the same as going to Juilliard.
Yeah. I followed Juilliard on TikTok. Yeah. So like I figure like, oh, okay, I got it. I don't need to pay that crazy tuition.
Yeah. Why drive yourself nuts with the auditioning and stuff? You could just watch a few TikToks and get the gist.
Yeah, exactly. You can teach yourself at home. Everybody's doing it now.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we do it, guys.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
This is how we do it.
So we are here, as we are wont to do, to talk about the latest episode of SNL. And this week we thought we'd do season 48, episode 3, with Megan the Stallion hosting and musical guesting. This is from October 15th, 2022. So
yes,
you folks can play along at home.
Absolutely. Megan Pete, a.k.a. Megan the Stallion. This is her second appearance on SNL. The first time she was the musical guest when Chris Rock hosted.
Yeah, that was the premiere, right?
Yes, that was a season premiere of last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah. So now this is a big come up for her. Now she's hosting and musicaling.
Yes, musical guesting.
Yes, I believe that's the technical term for it.
Yeah.
And I mean, overall, just like right off the top, it seems like people online weren't wild about this episode, but I didn't think it was. I thought it was okay, but we'll get into it. But there were a few issues I had with it. But I mean, a lot of it, honestly, surprisingly, were technical issues. For those that saw it live, they probably cleaned it up in the YouTube version. But if you saw it live, you saw there were a good amount of camera issues, like the cameraman was on the wrong person, like when they weren't talking, they were on somebody else, and sound issues too. But we'll get into it. But overall, I thought this episode was better than the Miles Teller, not as good as Brendan Gleeson.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. I guess. I watched this on Peacock, so I don't think I saw as many technical issues as you did. So maybe maybe they subbed in the dress for some of the live sketches. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out and see if our perceptions differ.
Different perceptions.
Yeah.
Here on the SNL Nerds.
Yeah. So.
Okay. All right.
Should we do it? Should we dive in?
Let's do it.
Okay, we got first off, we have the cold open. They're doing the January 6th final hearing. We have Keenan as Benny Thompson, Heidi as Liz Cheney. She had a nice little monologue about how people wonder where she gets her spine from, and it's basically because I was raised by Dick Cheney.
Yes. My father's a monster.
Yeah, I've got big Dick Cheney energy. I like that turn of phrase.
Not bad.
That was funny. That was cute.
Yeah.
Had Mikey Day in there. We had Chloe as Nancy Pelosi on the phone call saying she wanted to punch Donald Trump, and same.
Yeah, not a bad Pelosi impression.
I'm impressed with her Pelosi. Also, I really liked them casting Sarah Sherman as Chuck Schumer. I got a kick out of that. That was funny.
Yeah, we don't have Moffat anymore, so now we got Sarah. She's doing impressions now. Not too bad.
Unexpected choice to replace Moffat as Chuck Schumer, but I really enjoyed her take on it.
Right.
Andrew Dismukes as Adam Kinzinger. And James Dawson Johnson making a sort of cameo as Trump, sitting on the gold toilet and doing his word salad sort of thing.
Yeah, but yeah, I did. I will admit, like the funniest part of that, James Austin Johnson's Trump is at the end when he's like, he's ranting about everything and he's on the phone with people saying, "Oh, it's not my fault. It's not my fault." And then I think somebody hands him a Diet Coke while he's on the gold toilet,
Hmm.
and he just casually says, "Hey, is Mike Pence dead yet?"
Yeah,
That was pretty funny.
yeah. Um, Overall, I thought it was kind of dry. It was kind of actually like a Senate hearing in a way. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
not too super laugh out loud funny for me, but it had its moments, like I said.
It did, it did. A little long. I think this one clocks in like around 9 minutes.
Mm.
So like I kind of wish maybe they would have, trimmed the fat a little bit and shaved this down. Like
Yeah,
especially the way they sort of went back to Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, and then to the hearing, and then back to them, then to the hearing.
yeah,
I kind of felt like they maybe went back to them one too many times.
yeah. We didn't necessarily need that. It was kind of cute that Chuck Schumer was doing a DoorDash thing during
Yes.
Capitol siege, but
Yeah, yeah. I think he was like talking about like his pastrami on rye order. I don't know. It was something pretty Jewish,
and
but like
he wanted like 12 dill pickles in the brine, and he
mm,
didn't want too much mustard. And yeah,
yeah, pickles are important. Pickles are
yeah,
important. Um, but yeah, yeah, and I also it seemed like they were also taking shots at the Democrats too, quite a bit about like how like after even after this happens, this hearing, odds are not much is going to happen to Trump because Democrats are a little don't have the bite.
ineffective. Yeah,
Yeah, like I think at one point this Meek says, "Yes, we know Trump got away with a lot of stuff in the '70s and the '80s and the '90s and the 2000s and the 2010s and the early 2020s, but this ends now."
yeah, yeah. Which it's probably a little too true for me to find it funny yet.
No, yeah, the same thing. Like I was like, I mean, I know, it's they have to sort of make fun of Democrats and Republicans, the liberals and conservatives. I get that, but like things like this, I'm like, oh no, this feels too true for me
I think
to find funny.
Yeah, I think I'm still like a little too stressed about this to find a whole lot of humor in it at this moment in time.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
agreed. I'm with you. Same boat.
because I'm just like, please let something fucking happen to the dude.
Yes, can't people who commit crimes face some type of you know actions? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, be held accountable for those crimes? Can we?
Punishments, accountability, consequences, any of those would be really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, are there no consequences for crime? I mean? Oh, see, I think this is maybe the secret reason why a lot of people just want to be super rich so they can just like get away with stuff. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's the dream.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah, yeah, I want to buy my mom a house and everything, but I also want to commit treason and and not face any consequences for it.
Well, also, worrying about money, that shit's stressful.
It is. It really is.
It's very stressful. Yeah.
Oof.
Um.
Oh my lord.
So
So so donate to our Patreon guys on
yeah, please. Um.
non-productive.com.
Yes. Okay. Something I noticed in the intro this week was that I got a little kick out of. First two people in the intro, Michael Che and Mikey Day. So we got a little
Hey,
rhyming thing going on. I was like, oh, that's cute. I
Jay and Day.
for.
Yeah, yeah. Che and Day. Oh, wish we had another person that names rhyme with Che and Day. That would make it.
Another Michael
Yeah,
or
Michael.
Mike or
Can we make Michael Longfellow a, a permanent member now?
well, he if he agrees to change his last name to something that rhymes with Che and Day, if he
Yeah, like
like Michael Lay,
yeah, oh yeah. What's up, y'all?
which would also be a great porn name for him.
Writing it down now.
Yep, reserving the URL.
Absolutely.
All right. So next we have our monologue with our host and musical guest for the week, Megan the Stallion. Um,
Yeah, she comes out in like a sheer, body out, cat suit.
mhm.
Very see through, very Cher in the '80s.
Yeah,
It's You
I
know,
that
hugging the curves and just ooh,
yeah,
getting everybody all hot and bothered.
yeah, yeah. Um, I don't know. There's much to say about this monologue. Honestly, I don't feel like a whole lot was said. Really.
Yeah, I mean, like, it seems like she was bringing up a lot of stuff that people who follow her and know about her would already,
Yeah.
applaud and know about. Like, she talked about her aliases, like, Tina Snow, H-Town Hottie, which she gets because she's from Houston, Texas. Um, she brings up the fact that she got a college degree, which she did,
Right.
recently whilst, being a rapper.
Hmm.
And of also talking about her website, badbitcheshavebaddays too.com, because mental health is very important to her. So she's like,
Yeah.
let's put that out there.
And yeah, and she had to assure people that it was real and it's not just a joke name.
It does sound like a joke when you first hear it, though.
Yeah, especially in the context of an SNL monologue. But I felt like the monologue overall, she was just kind of ping ponging from subject to subject and wasn't sticking with anyone. I didn't feel like there was a main thrust of the monologue, really. You know?
uh yeah, no, I could see that. She was kind of hopping from thing to thing. Like, she made a joke about being able to do a British accent.
Mhm.
And yeah, there was no like kind of main uh through line through it. Like, I think with most monologues, their main purpose was, oh, if you don't know this person, here's a little backstory about them. Here's what they went through, and here's,
Yeah, here's
you
what
know,
they're about. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Whereas with this one, I feel like you kind of need to come to the table knowing what she's about to sort of get.
yeah. Maybe that was it. Maybe it's I didn't have the requisite Megan the Stallion familiarity.
Yeah,
I really only know her from when she was on the show before.
yeah. Did you not do your Megan Thee Stallion homework? Did you not read the Cliff Notes?
No,
Oh, John, John, this was on you.
I guess. Sure.
Yeah, like, and at the end, she makes a mention of how she doesn't know why Popeyes doesn't carry her hot sauce anymore, which was a thing. I think she had.
Oh, that was her hot sauce.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. She had like a thing,
A
like
random thing she was being asked about black culture.
no, 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 John, no.
Okay.
It was a thing where, like, about a year ago, I think she had like some like tie-in with Popeyes, and like Popeyes had like Megan the Stallion hot sauce chicken sandwiches or something like that, and she did like ads for Popeyes, and I guess it was like a limited time only thing.
That would have been great context to have. If she just said like, "No, I don't know why my hot sauce isn't at Popeyes anymore," but I think she just said, "No, I don't know why the hot sauce isn't." So I was just like, "Okay, is are people just assuming she's the spokesperson for all black people?" I
Yeah,
that was what the joke was.
yeah,
It was just really not clear to me. So
yeah. You kind of need to know about the hot sauce. I of course I know because I'm in tune with black culture.
you go to the meetings. Yeah, I get it.
I go to the meetings. I'm from the streets.
Right.
I'm Nah, I mean.
Yeah.
And so I knew about that, but yeah, if you didn't know about the Popeyes hot sauce thing,
Yeah.
I could see that joke kind of going
When
over your head.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it did kind of. I think a lot of people didn't know about it too. So it might have fallen flat with a good number of people.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Whitey, you can say
I, your words, not mine.
it. This monologue, by the way, written by Alex English and Jake Nordwind.
Uh huh.
So,
Okay,
shall we move on to the first sketch of the night?
let's do it. Yeah, moving
First
right along.
of the night, Hot Girl Hospital. This was written by Alex English, Gary Richardson, Will Steven, and Devin Walker.
Hmm.
Um, this
Yeah,
this was Megan, Ego, and Punky, and they're like running a hospital together. But it's like they do makeovers. They don't really do health stuff.
yeah. Like, when I first saw this, like, I got a little bit of like PTSD, Vietnam flashbacks of Gen Z hospitals. So I was like, oh God, please no, don't don't let this be that.
Yeah,
And it wasn't. It took a turn, like, where they're glowing up their community one dusty chick at a time by
yeah,
taking in women who have a trash fit, and make them all hot and shit.
yeah. And we see like Heidi's character comes in and does has like a makeover thing. She comes in as sort of a suburban mom type, and then at the end of the sketch, she's in like a pink dress, and she's got a big booty, and yeah.
Hey,
So
yeah, looking all Kardashian.
yeah, and at one point they explain they don't really do anything medical; they just do wigs, butts, and clothes.
Yeah, at one point they have Marcelo bringing in James Austin Johnson, who's bleeding,
Yeah,
and Marcelo's like, "Please help my friend. He's hurt bad. He needs medical attention." And of course they're like, "No, no, you gotta get out of here. We don't do that." And then you see just Marcelo like quickly backing up James Austin Johnson as he's carrying him and like through the doors. Oh,
yeah,
and yeah, and then it had some reviews saying, one review saying, "I don't feel comfortable reviewing this as a white guy." 5 stars, says Variety.
yeah, yeah.
Somehow progressive and empowering. No, somehow regressive and empowering at the same time.
Right. For me, this got old very quickly. It was one of those sketches where it was like, okay, I get the point, but we're gonna belabor the point for the next 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, like I didn't mind it, but I definitely saw like some issues with it. Like it did go on a little too long. Like I mean, it's a simple premise. So like when you have a sketch with a premise this simple, then what you really have to do is like elevate it and bring the energy and to really sell it.
Yeah, or find some clever twists on that premise. And I don't feel like, I feel like they came up with the premise and then they were like, okay, that's it, our job's done.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they were trying to sell it. I will give them that. Like Megan came in with some big energy and whatnot, but like, yeah, you could tell the premise kind of ran ran kind of thin pretty quickly. And also, like I think like Megan kind of missed a few of her cues. There
Uh,
was one point where Michael Longfellow, the new guy, really missed a cue. Like he was just kind of standing there quietly, like saying, "Oh, do I say my line now?" Type of like a deer in the headlights almost.
Gee,
And
I
that
might notice that. So I wonder if I watched the dress version.
no, I think that if you go to YouTube, I think that clip is still up. But yeah, like there's a part where Longfellow was supposed to say, "Where's my wife? Is she okay?" And he waits a little too long to say it. Like it's like
So
wow, it's almost like community theater. Sorry?
kind of like you in the intro, taking the Shatnerian pause.
Yes,
Okay.
but like I did that on purpose. That was art. He he goofed up.
Wow. Oh,
That's right.
calling out Michael Longfellow. Damn.
That's right. That's right, new kid. Take it.
New kid on your third week. You're
That's
not up to Darren Patterson's par.
yeah. Get better now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a jerk.
Yeah, you really are.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, like ultimately, I didn't think this was terrible, but I was like, it's not super great.
I I feel like it's a weird choice to lead off the night. Honestly,
I could see that. Yeah.
I don't feel like it was the strongest thing they had.
No, no, not at all.
Um, all right. Next we had a pre-tape. This is called "We Got Brought." It's a musical number about Bowen, Ego, and Megan as three strangers who basically end up together, and they're the people they came with who all grew up together. They go off and they do their own thing in the club, and they're just left to make awkward conversation with each other in a booth.
Yeah, which is, I mean, I think something a lot of people can identify with when you sort of get brought to a party and you don't know anybody except for the person that brought you, and that one person walks away from you, then you're literally in a room full of strangers making awkward small talk. Just be like, hey, so what do you ask the obvious questions. What do you do? Where are you from? And it's just it can be excruciating.
You like stuff?
Yeah. What's y'all trauma?
Yeah. So, this was all right. I think. I like that it was about an identifiable situation, and I thought it was performed pretty well, and certainly shot and edited well.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I thought Bowen was really good in this one, like especially at one part where he's talking to Ego, is saying, and he's like, "Oh, so where do you live? Where do you?" And she says, "Oh, I live in Brooklyn."
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, what part of Brooklyn?" And he thought she said the safe part,
Right.
so of course he gets anxious and is like, "Oh yeah, no, I like the safe part too." And she actually said, "No, no, I said the south part."
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I also like the part where Megan was like, "Oh, so I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back," and she takes her coat and just leaves out the emergency exit.
Yeah. But then you see her again later in the sketch. I think it would have been funnier if she just like totally booked and then we didn't see her again for the rest of the sketch.
That's true. I'll give you that.
I think it was like a weird choice to just have her back. They should have like done all the awkward stuff they could have done with her and then had her just book.
That's true. That would have made more sense. And
Yeah.
I also did like the part where Bowen is like, "Well, this has been fun, but I really got it's getting late. I really got to go."
Yeah.
Ego says, "What do you mean? It's 8:05?" And
Yeah.
he's like, "I don't want to be here."
Yeah. Yeah.
Which again, it's something that a lot of people can relate to, myself included. Hey, listeners, I may sound like I have it all together. I'm Mr. Cool, Mr. Rad, Big Daddy D. But I get, I get anxious and anxiety too. I get awkward. I'm just like you normies. So like I know what you people go through. I'm one of you. Thank
Yeah. I mean, me wanting to leave like 5 minutes after I get there, that is me going like literally. So,
you.
this sketch, by the way, written by Alison Gates, Bowen Yang, and Celeste Yim.
Not
So,
bad, not bad.
yeah. So, probably one of the highlights of the evening, I would say. I wouldn't say sketch of the night, but, pretty good.
I'd agree. Yeah, good. Not. I'll tell you. I'll let you know what my sketch of the what I thought the sketch of the night. But we're getting there. We're getting there.
Oh, this is getting suspenseful.
I know. Stay tuned,
All
listeners.
right.
Same bat time.
Yeah, next sketch is Deer with
Mm.
family. A lot of new folks in this sketch. We had Megan and Molly and Devin was in there, wasn't he?
Megan, Molly, Devin, James, Austin Johnson, and of course Keenan, the elder statesman of
Yes,
SNL.
yes. And they're at a place out in the woods, and everybody was like, "Oh, I see a deer at the window." And then Keenan's character, he's the dad, he can't see the deer out the window.
Right. Yeah. So it's just basically, I think Keenan plays Megan's father, and it's like, Dad, look, the deer's right there. Just follow my eyes where I'm pointing. And of course, he just can't see the deer. And like, part of me was getting a little worried because part of me was like, oh, is this the entire sketch that he can't see the deer?
Hmm.
I was worried it wasn't gonna escalate. I thought like, if this is it, oh boy. But it does escalate. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I guess so. I got sick of this like a minute in. Uh,
Okay.
I mean, the I liked that. Like you said, they did escalate, and that we had the deer literally waving at the window, and then the deer showing up behind the couch with a knife.
Yeah.
Um, but that wasn't enough for me. It didn't really rescue the sketch for me. I thought this was fucking awful.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. I didn't think it was that bad, but I get it because this sketch really, again, this is a sketch that kind of leans heavily on how much you like Keenan because like Keenan was
yeah,
he's pretty much doing the lion's share of carrying this sketch.
yeah. And it's Keenan getting very hammy, and yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Like if you don't like Hammy Keenan, I can see you not liking this sketch. But I will admit, seeing Keenan punch a knife wielding deer in the face and immediately going into a karate stance, I laughed at that. I think I found that funny. Like if you can't find a man punching a deer in the face funny, then I don't know what to tell you.
well, I mean, I generally am pro men punching deer in the face. I mean, not
Yeah,
in comedy sketches, in life, but
that's right. They had it too good for too long.
yeah, this it. What can I say? It just didn't work for me, like at all, really.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, it's fine. And I mean, we also see Megan the Stallion breaking because she just saw Keenan punch a knife wielding deer in the face.
Yeah, yeah, that
But
didn't help.
yeah, exactly. But like again, like I thought the sketch was it was a little slow to start to get to the bit of a slow burn to get to the of course where we see that the deer was by the window. We see like a puppet of a deer. and
Yeah.
then you see the deer, wielding a knife, and then at the end, of course, the deer ends up pulling Keenan's pants down. I was like, all right, that's. I think the ending kind of saved it for me, but again, that's just because I don't mind Keenan getting hammy from time to time. But like, if you do, I can see this not being for you.
I wish it had built to something bigger than Keenan getting his pants pulled down. You know, I w-
Right.
I wish there'd been more physical stuff with Keenan versus the deer or
I
something.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but ultimately, if you like punching deers in the face, this sketch is for you.
Yeah.
Um, Next up, we had did we have the musical guest or? Oh wait, no, we had girl talk.
Next. Yeah. This was Ego as host, Monique Money, and Keenan as her sidekick DJ Willie, and various people come on with their problems, and Monique tries to help them out by just saying "girl" to them. That
Right,
that's the entire sketch.
right, and I think it's like the way that like she inflects the girl, like
Yeah,
they understand like what she's trying to say. Like they say a lot with girl with with a little, but and that's basically it. Like they just say girl. It's like yeah,
yep,
you're right.
yep. Megan the Stallion comes on, then Hooky comes on, then Andrew D's Meeks comes on as the white dude who doesn't really get it. Uh,
Oh, white people. Oh, 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 oh.
Is there anything you understand about black culture?
Oh,
So, what do we think of this one?
I thought this was okay. I did like there was one part where we have Punky Johnson coming in, of course, to go girl, girl, and at
Yeah,
this point they put out the subtitles
yeah,
and like basically Punky just says girl, and of course the subtitles say what's going on in the Ukraine,
yeah.
and then Megan says girl, girl la, and then her just saying girl la leads into these subtitles with this long, like extremely complicated explanation about how the situation in Ukraine got to where it is.
Right, how it basically came out of like the Russian Revolution in the '90s, and Putin wanted an empire, and yeah, I wasn't really able to read further than that. I could have paused the recording, but I didn't feel like it.
Yeah, no, I get that,
I
and
didn't really nuanced understanding of what's going on in the Ukraine.
yeah, I just chalk it up to yeah, shit's fucked up.
Yep.
And yeah, and then just Mukes came in for some advice about career. Uh Ego says girl, he doesn't understand her. Megan was like, well, no, let me try this because I have a boyfriend. Bro. And he's like, oh yeah, yeah, I get it now.
Yeah.
Uh I I think the concept is interesting of this sketch. I didn't mind it, but yeah, it's like maybe it felt a little long. Maybe that was it.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a little long. It didn't really do anything for me. I'm not generally too impressed with sketches where it's just like I'm just going to do this one thing and repeat it over and over and over. Haha, we just say girl to each other. That's it.
Yeah, I can see that. I think it needs to be short. And I think like Keenan's DJ character was really unnecessary. Like he didn't really add anything to the sketch at all.
Yeah.
Like he would just come in being like, "Hey, I love my life. I got two girlfriends. Everything's great." So I was like, "All right, so is he in this sketch because it's like a nod to some other DJ on a daytime talk show, like Ellen's DeGeneres' DJ when she had her show, or like what's the
No idea.
yeah, like what's the purpose of this character? Because he's not really adding anything. He has nothing to do with the sketch. He kind of derails the sketch and slows it down when he's on.
I think they just wanted to give Keenan something to do, you know?
I guess so. And yeah, and also so this was like another technical thing I saw when I saw this live that
Mhm.
they probably took out of the show. But there was this one point where Keenan talks about, yeah, I love my life, things are great, and then they cut to Ego and she does her lines. But as she's doing her lines, you can still hear Keenan's lines that he just said, like sort
Oh,
of like over
like
like go.
echoing back?
Sorry.
Echoing back?
Yeah, like I don't know if it was like some feedback or a hot mic or something,
Hmm.
but it was like really weird. I'm like, wow, that was a really bad snafu on somebody's part.
Definitely didn't get that on Peacock, so I guess they fixed that.
I guess so. But yeah, it was just one of many technical issues, glaring technical issues I saw on tonight's episode. But I didn't mind the sketch. But yeah, like I felt like maybe you could have definitely taken out that DJ character because it didn't really do anything for the sketch, and maybe tighten it up a little bit. But I don't know. I think I'm a fan of Ego, and I celebrate everything she does. I think she helped get the
Yeah,
sketch over.
I'm a fan of Ego too. I don't know. She's done a lot of talk show sketches, and I'd like to see her, branch out to, you know, do something, just vary it up a bit. And especially with this, I just repeating "girl." I just thought this was pretty bad. So far I feel like the three live sketches of the show have all been bad to one degree or another.
Wow. Okay. All right.
So
Fair
I'm
enough.
I'm not feeling great about the show at this point.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
So far, kind of a weak show.
Oh boy. All right. Fair enough. So yeah, next up we got Please Don't Destroy sketch, the Destroy Boys.
Yeah, these guys usually bring it.
They usually do.
This one is called Wellness. We're back in the office after our adventure outside the SNL offices last week. Now we're back to home base,
Right.
and we're in their writing room at 30 Rock.
Yeah.
And they're just talking about how various ways they're taking care of themselves, and just kind of typical "please don't destroy" nonsensical type of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of basically one-liners
Hmm.
in rapid succession. Like at one point, I think Martin says, "Oh yeah, I've been seeing a therapist. Like
Right.
everywhere I go."
Right.
Yes, and he's like, "Oh, you mean like hallucinations? Yeah, I don't think she's even there." I think at one point John says,
We see a woman there. Was it? It looked like Paula Pell as the therapist. Was it
uh,
Paula Pell playing the therapist?
I don't think so. No, I think it was some
Okay,
other
just
white-haired.
just some other woman who looked slightly like Paula Pell when you see her for a few seconds. Okay,
Yes, it's her variant.
okay, sure.
I think John. I think at one point John was saying, "Oh yeah, I've done intermittent sleeping.
Hmm.
I do this thing where I take Zoloft with just the side effects."
Right.
Believe Martin is joining a gym called a Cigarette Fitness, where everybody smokes.
Yeah, I
And
like. The guy said, hey, I'm tracking my screen time. I'm down to 23 and a half hours a day. Uh, a lot of funny stuff in this. I thought this was sketch of the night for me.
oh, okay, nice. All
So
right. Yeah. It's like I thought it was like a nice, quick, punchy, a lot of quick jokes and out. It didn't. I think it didn't really overstay its welcome. Just kind of got in, got out, a bunch of one-liners, bing, bang, boom,
yeah,
ramalama, ding dong.
yeah. I mean, I feel like Please Don't Destroy is generally pretty solid. So they're a reliable go to for the show now.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, and yeah, so wow, we're moving right along here.
Hmm.
Uh, so next up, we got the Megan Thee Stallion performances. My
Yeah.
guy, she did two performances. She did one called wait, hold on, let me see if I can find it. Oh, Anxiety,
Hmm.
and then the other one was a mashup of two songs, NDA, that goes into the song Plan B.
Uh huh. Okay.
All right, so I don't know, what do we think of the Stallion?
I mean, the first number is interesting. She's dressed up like a beauty pageant contestant, and all her backup singers are pageant contestants. And then Megan has a sash that says Miss Anxiety, and the backup singers have things like overcompensating, overworked, underpaid,
Right.
things like that. I don't know. Her music isn't really my thing, but
Hmm.
it was okay. The thing that really threw me was in the first number, at least, she's obviously lip syncing to a pre-recorded track. Because there are times when she like just stops lip syncing and you're still hearing her voice coming out.
Yeah, that really kind of bothered me. I was like, it's
I'm just shocked that SNL does that ever after the whole Ashley Simpson fiasco.
yeah, like it's. I mean, Saturday Night Live. It's supposed to be
Yeah,
live music, and plus Ashley got into all that, all that, all that mess over her not doing a song live. But like now, is it not as big a deal anymore?
I don't know, but I mean, I don't think it makes the show look very good when they're a party to that, because obviously they know what when that's going on. I mean,
Yeah,
you have to set that up technically. I was like, wait, what? Well, what the hell's the point if she's just standing there in costume lip syncing? I don't know.
yeah.
That just really left a bad taste in my mouth.
No, no, I'm the same way. Like when I saw, I'm a music purist. Some
Yeah,
might say, like I
yeah,
still listen to vinyl, man.
right.
And yeah, so when I saw that, like I was, yeah, that really kind of rubbed me raw. I was just like, this isn't. It's live. Just do it live. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
exactly, Bill O'Reilly. From A Current Affair, or was it A Current Affair that he did that had that freak out?
I thought it was like Inside Edition or
It was one of those cheesy tabloid shows that were syndicated. I don't know if those are still around anymore, but yeah.
yeah, and
Google Bill
yeah.
O'Reilly freak out, and if you want some entertainment,
Oh my god,
it's
that
great. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
yeah, that was that's
All right, you do it. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't know, like off camera, when like celebrities freaking out when they don't know the camera's on are always
Yeah,
hilarious. I mean, that whole thing, like with the Christian Bale one from when he did the Terminator film
yeah, yeah.
was
And the
like
guy cut
iconic.
his eye line. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh la da 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 da. And I still remember that one from I Heart Huckabees when the director was freaking out.
Oh yeah, with Lily Tomlin and oh, what was his name? He did I Heart Huckabees and Three Kings and
Oh, Wahlberg.
no, I'm talking about the director,
Oh, David O. Russell.
David O. Russell. Thank you. Yes, yeah, and
Yeah, yeah. It was,
yeah,
oh god,
yeah,
that was bad. That was pretty messy.
that's good stuff. Good stuff, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the second song, what NDA with that goes into Plan B, I thought was
Yeah.
interesting because it kind of started off with this rock vibe. It almost kind of sounded like the theme song to like the Sunday Night Football,
Uh-huh.
like da 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 da. It was like that big bombastic type of
Yeah.
beginning, and then it went into Plan B, which again, like I thought it was okay, but like after seeing that she was clearly lip syncing in like the first performance, I was like, well, she's lip syncing in this one. Like the illusion's been shattered.
I was kind of keeping an eye out for it, and there were a couple moments where it looked like yeah, she probably was, but I couldn't say for certain. On the first one, I'm certain she was. So,
Yeah,
but I don't know. Yeah, but it's like yeah. What's the point if you're going to come on SNL and just lip sync? You know,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she had vocal issues or something, but I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I mean, maybe then just host. Don't be the musical guest.
Yeah,
We've done that before with musicians where they haven't been their own musical guest. So
we have Adele did it.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
fair enough, John Trumbull. Fair. Look at you coming in with some and having modern day solutions to modern day problems.
well, I mean, I, I don't know if don't lip sync on SNL is that radical of a take, but okay.
Well, hey, man, it is here. Like, whoa, this, dude, this dude's thinking outside the box.
yeah, I'm calling people out.
Wow.
So I don't
Oh
know.
boy.
Yeah, I mean, what did you think of them as songs? How did you like them as musical numbers?
I thought they were okay. Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat as you are. Where song wise, I thought they were all right. I mean, I can't really grade them on performance, because like after you see the lip sync, you're like, well, is any of this real, man?
Yeah, yeah.
So overall, like I thought they were, I guess decent.
Hmm.
Nothing to write home about.
Yeah, yeah.
But
All right.
yeah, like the lip syncing thing really did kind of like,
Yeah, it just bugs me. It just bugs me, and it's just why I just don't get why SNL would do that at all. You would think they would just put a moratorium on any lip syncing after the whole Ashley Simpson thing.
I don't know. Maybe it's not as big a deal anymore. I don't know. Any of these all you young people that listen to this podcast, all you youngsters,
Yeah,
is like lip syncing like that big a deal anymore? Because back in our day, it used to be like sacrilegious to do that. I mean, Millie Vanilli got fucking crucified for that shit.
yeah. Their Grammys were taken away. Uh,
Yeah, and now it's like whatevs, I guess.
I guess. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, oh,
Ah,
gah,
all right. Move on to update.
gah,
Okay, I'll take that as a yes.
gah.
So
Girl. Okay.
next we got weekend update with Colin Jost and Mikey Che.
Okay.
Uh,
Jokes and more jokes.
jokes, jokes,
Jokes from Jost
and Che.
and Che.
I liked. I think the first joke that I wrote down that I really liked was Che talking about how the Black Jewish Entertainment Alliance was uh,
Upset with Kanye.
was criticizing something that Kanye tweeted, and they said, the Black Jewish Entertainment Alliance, dude, just say Lenny Kravitz.
That was a good one.
That was cute. That was cute. Um,
Yeah, I think there was one where. Let me think. Blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, there was one where Che talked about uh, National No Bra Day, which I
mhm.
celebrated by not supporting women.
That's a good joke.
It's a good joke.
Solid joke. That
Solid joke.
that is like a solid B cup of a joke.
Solid jokes.
So let's see. We had a desk segment with Chloe and Heidi as Debbie Hole and Stacy Busey. Uh,
Bussy.
Bussy, excuse me.
Yeah.
They were they were like these two suburban moms who were criticizing Hocus Pocus 2 because I guess they thought it was satanic. Because apparently there was a Facebook post that went viral this week of people criticizing Hocus Pocus 2.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like this happens a lot whenever there's something in the mainstream that has to do with like witches and warlocks. You know, Harry Potter got it too, but
Right.
whenever something like that happens, there are people in the Midwest and the South that are like this is you're teaching the devil teachings to our kids. This is black magic, the warlocks and what have ye.
Yeah. Yeah. There's always stupid people who do that. So yeah, so they were criticizing the Hocus Pocus for like indoctrinating their kids, and I thought the highlight of that was where Chloe's character gets demonically possessed for a few minutes.
Yeah, in SN hell.
Yeah, that was cute. She played that really well. Um,
Yeah, not bad. Like they were talking about how candy is satanic.
mhm.
You know, Sour Patch Kids are satanic. We're feeding kids to our kids. What are we trying to raise them to be a bunch of little army hammers?
Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, and yeah, and then it ends with them saying, "Yeah, we gotta get out of here. We got tickets to go see Wicked."
yay! Her
That's
defying gravity.
yeah, a nice little button there.
Mhm.
Yeah, not bad. I didn't mind this one. I thought Chloe and Heidi worked well together, which is a pairing that this is the first time I guess we got this pairing too. I don't think they ever like really worked together like that.
I feel like they've been paired before, but yeah, they played well off each other.
Yeah, have they done it before? Because like I mean, for the most part, it feels like Chloe kind of is like a bit of a lone wolf, where she kind of just does her stuff by her own. She doesn't get paired up too often with other
I
cast
can't
members.
cite specific examples because I don't remember things, but I have a vague feeling that they've done stuff together before. And so I'm just going to ask you to take it on faith and go with that.
I will take your faith, good sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, but yeah, yeah. Overall, I didn't mind this. I thought it was like I think the energy they had together, and the fact that it looked like they were having a pretty good time, and like their energy, I think helped sell this
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me.
And
I'd
they
say.
played off each other well. I'd like to see them paired up more and we'll actually get to see them paired up again before the show is out.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
yeah, that was good. I
yeah,
She had another good joke later on. There's apparently somebody running for office who put out a sex tape.
yes. I forget.
I hadn't heard about this story, but he was like, "Hey, I liked the I watched the sex tape, and I support him now because we share a lot of the same positions."
Heyo,
That's a good joke.
sell sell a joke. Let me find who that is. But yeah, I think it was somebody who's running for office.
Hmm.
Let me find out who it is. But yeah, they put out their own sex tape to show how like body positive and pro sex work they were, and like that.
Okay, sure.
Uh, yeah. I hold on. I forget
It's
who it
okay.
is.
We don't have to know the person's name. I don't. I don't really care.
Oh, we do.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Okay, here we go. Yeah, Manhattan candidate for Congress releases sex tape to promote sex positive approach. Jerry Nadler.
Jerry.
So
Nadler.
yeah, so look him up. He's promoting sex positivity, and his way to do that is like, hey, look at me get it on with this chick over here.
I feel like it can't be a good sex tape just because he has the last name Nadler. It's
Yeah,
Nadler's not like a hot name. I don't. I
yeah,
don't feel like anybody's getting a good fucking from a Nadler.
yeah. Nadler can't deliver that dick.
No.
You
No.
never hear some women go, "Oh, Nadler."
Yeah.
That
No,
that.
nobody's going like, I got to get me some of that Nadler dick. No, that is not. I am the very first person who has ever said that sentence.
Nadler. I hardly know her.
Yeah.
Oh, Nadler.
That was cute. That was a good joke. And lastly, we had another death segment from new cast member Devin Walker. This is like 3 out of the 4 new cast members who've had death segments on Update in the last few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, if Molly doesn't get a death segment at the next new episode, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, what are we even doing?
What are we even doing, people?
So, yeah, like the other folks, we have Devin doing basically adapted stand up, uh,
Yeah, like
talking about how he's adjusting to living in New York and how he's from Texas and how people from New York react to him saying he's from Texas.
yeah, and he's talking about how New York, you always see the most horrible thing you've ever seen,
Mm-hmm.
like a kid fighting a bird.
Yeah. And the
And
one.
yeah, absolutely. I also like, but I'll admit I did laugh when he asked the audience something. It's like, hey guys, so do y'all think I look like a cat caller? And you can audibly hear some woman saying, yeah.
Yeah, one woman just clear as a bell says yes. And she must have been like right up front or right near a mic or something because you hear her so freaking clearly. And it's hilarious. And it cracks up Jay a bit, definitely.
Yeah. And yeah, it sounded like it's somebody from the crew. Like maybe script supervisor or something. But yeah, you heard that.
Yeah. And, that's obviously not the answer he was going for. But
He's like, I'll just ignore that and plow on through this joke.
yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that was the funniest moment of the death segment, I thought.
Yeah, the most. Yeah, I mean his stand-up's okay, but yeah, it didn't really like bowl me over. I mean, I guess we got a good sense of who he is. From Texas.
I mean, it was all right. I feel like he had some good stuff in there, but yeah, like you said, it didn't blow me away. But
Yeah,
I'd like to see more of him.
yeah. I know people think he looks like Pete Davidson, which he kind of does a little bit. Like he kind of
Really,
has like the same stance or posture, and
not
like
at all, but okay.
a little bit. Like maybe it's his smile or his eyes or something.
All right. Not a comparison I would have made, but all right.
It's there. People are saying it. People are saying it in these streets. I'm in these streets, John.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but overall weekend update, not too bad.
It
I'd
was a
say
decent update.
decent.
Couple smiles, couple chuckles. I think the highlight for me was seeing Chloe demonically possessed.
You have a type.
Okay. Uh, all right. So next we had workout class. This was written by Chloe Feynman, Jimmy Fowley, Heidi Gardner, and Jake Nordwind. This was Megan the Stallion leading a workout class, and she's basically like instructing everybody in how to get a ass like hers.
Yes, because we all know Megan. For those that don't know, Megan
Yeah,
Thee Stallion, she has a large posterior.
yeah,
She don't mind shaking that thing.
yeah, yeah.
So like I had a
She's
feeling we
very
might get some.
for the twerking. So yeah, we had to get at least one ass centric sketch.
Yes, we
Yeah.
gotta
All right.
gotta give the people what they want. They want that ass.
And then we have Chloe and Heidi as 2 other instructors who are like the 2 white women who have flat asses, and they're doing exercises for people who have or want flat asses.
That's right, because white women they ass be flat as a frisbee.
Yeah. And I got to give a shout out to Chloe and Heidi for just being like, yes, we will have close-ups of our asses in spandex on national television. Uh, I would not have the guts to do that.
Nope. Nope.
I would not want that, but yeah, they went there for comedic purposes, so
Like
God bless them for that.
I applaud your bravery, ladies. Like
Yeah.
no one's taking pictures of my ass. I keep that thing hidden.
I mean, yeah, and the joke is basically, yeah, we have flat asses, and here,
Sure.
get our flat asses, and yeah, I can't deny they are very flat. It's just their waists just kind of go right into their legs.
That's right. Flat as the earth.
Yep.
And yeah, so this is the other sketch that like I watched it online, and
Uh-huh.
it's definitely different than what it was if you were watching it live. Because if you were watching it live, like this is the sketch where the camera work was way off.
Yeah.
Like I think at one point they were showing the camera was on Chloe and Heidi, but Bowen and Ego were talking, and then at one point the camera was on Megan, but like I think Chloe and Heidi were talking like for a little bit,
Oh,
especially in the beginning. Like the camera was just not on the right person.
they got out of sync.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, and I think a few times Megan kind of missed her mark or missed her cue, which didn't look great.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, overall, I thought the sketch was okay. I guess it was okay. Like, again, this is like another sketch where
Yeah.
Chloe and Heidi's like energy, they're trying to bring it up and elevate it, but it's
Yeah.
not super strong. But I was like, I E for effort. I'll give them that. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
Chloe and Chloe and Heidi punching each other in the butts as an exercise. Just trying to get people to laugh. I was like, all right, I see what you're doing there. Good job for that.
I mean, they were giving it their all. I feel like the premise, I mean, kind of obvious. It's like, oh, we have Megan the Stallion. Let's do a sketch about asses. I like that Chloe and Heidi. They had, like I said, they had the guts to make themselves the, no pun intended, the butt of the joke. Uh,
Heyo.
it was a little in that formula of the hey, there's a weird thing going on here. I'm going to comment on the weird thing going on. That's kind of what Bowen and Ego had to do in this sketch.
Right. Yeah. No, same thing. It was.
Hey, why are they telling us how to get flat asses? People don't typically want flat asses. Huh?
Yeah, those flat ass. Calling each other.
You'd expect to find in a workout class. This is unusual. I'm going to comment on it being unusual.
Yeah. This actually that's a very like Mikey Day thing to do. And I'm actually kind of surprised we didn't get too much Mikey Day in this episode.
Yeah, light episode for Mikey Day. True.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Uh,
Um, but yeah, overall, I think like the premise of the sketch wasn't the strongest, and the fact that if you saw it live, you had all those technical glitches and issues that brought it down some more. It looked
yeah,
pretty sloppy. But I mean, I'll give it to Chloe and Heidi for like really trying to sell
yeah,
this thing. But
yeah. They were giving it their all, like I said. And again, I would not want close-ups of my ass on
no,
national television. So
no, not at all.
God bless you, ladies, for having the guts to do that. That's amazing.
Yes, that's right. Thank you for your service.
And can't say I'd ever noticed that either one of them had a flat ass before, but
No,
I can't get that out of my head now.
that's right. I'm too busy looking into their eyes and at their minds to
Yes,
notice their bodies.
listening to their ideas.
Yes.
Um,
Whew.
so
Yeah. So yeah, this wasn't great.
it was all right. I didn't hate it. I think it was far from the worst thing in the show.
All right, fair enough.
Next, another pre-tape. This is called Women's Charity, written by Dan Beulah and Michael Che.
Yeah.
This is just women's charity that provides chilly women with giant broken-in men's sweatshirts for
Yes,
when they get chilly.
for single women, because as we all know, all women get very chilly,
Mm-hmm.
and they're constantly needing a sweater or a shawl
Yeah.
or your sweatshirt.
Yes. Yes. And so after they break up with somebody, they don't have easy access to sweatshirts anymore, and so it's about providing the sweatshirts to the chilly women.
Yeah, sweatshirts come in Patriots, New England Patriots, Slipknot, and Dunder Mifflin.
Yes.
And yeah, and throughout this we have Keenan singing "Hallelujah" by Jeff Buckley or Leonard Cohen, depending on who you favor.
Uh, Leonard Cohen.
Oh, of course, there it is.
I mean, it's
Correct.
a hideously overplayed song, so I'd
Yeah,
rather just not hear Hallelujah at all, just because it's not bad. It's just been hideously overexposed.
yeah. It's like one of those songs. Like I feel like it's one of those songs that singers sing when they want to seem like deep and like
Yeah.
emotional. And it's like, oh, I need to show my pain. Oh, I know. I'll sing Jeff Buckley, Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, so this sketch I thought it was okay. Super short, not even 2 minutes. This sketch.
it was cute though, and I feel like it was as long as it needed to be.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that it was just written by two dudes. So I'm surprised there wasn't any women. I guess it was two dudes who were sick of having their sweatshirts stolen.
yeah, and and as we all know, women just aren't funny. They can't write sketches, as we all know.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
John, you said this, John, when the mics were off, so don't act like.
Okay. All right. That's what we're doing this week. Okay.
I keyed.
I look forward to your tweets and letters, folks.
Oh God, guys, I'm joking. People, I just said how much I liked Ego and Heidi. I'm kidding here.
Yeah.
I keyed.
Um. Yeah. I like the name the St. Andrews Center for Shivering Girls. I thought that was cute.
Yeah, yeah.
I enjoyed this. It's a simple idea, but I like it when they have a simple idea and they don't drive it into the ground. I feel like under 2 minutes, it's just the right length of time for this.
No, agreed. I liked the visual about how Megan was talking about how she was cold, and then they
Mhm.
cut to a shot of the thermostat at 74 degrees.
Uh huh.
It's like it's chilly in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I liked it. Like it realized that there wasn't. It was a good premise, but not strong enough to be over 2 minutes, so they just cut it out nice and short,
Yep.
in and out. Loved it.
Good time filler,
Hmm.
especially towards the end of the show.
Absolutely. And
And
speaking of,
the end of the show,
hey,
we have a book called Classroom. This was written by Vanessa Jackson, Ego Nwadum, and Streeter Seidel. With
yeah,
Ego coming in as a substitute teacher, Miss Fink, and she gives like a big speech, like she's in what was the name of that Michelle Pfeiffer movie that Gangster's Paradise is from?
Dangerous Minds.
Dangerous Minds. That's it. She gives a speech about how they're disadvantaged youths and how she's going to fight for them and do all that. And the only thing wrong is that their skin they were born with the skin the wrong color. And
Right.
and then the turn.
Then the turn, which
And the
I like the turn. I thought it was a pretty good turn.
Yeah, and the students, Megan, Punky, and Devin, they say, "What are you talking about? This is an honors level physics class. This is a STEM school."
Yeah,
Um, and it's just awkward for Ego.
right. Um, I like this sketch. I thought, I mean, for me, this was kind of sketch of the night. Like, I liked how it had to turn. Like, like when the sketch starts, you see them playing loud music. It's a predominantly black class. So in your mind, you're automatically thinking, "Oh, okay, this is like some inner city high school, some lean on me type of shit."
Yeah,
And and then Ego comes in and like she kind of backs up your original bias, where it's like, "Yeah, I know all these people out here saying you're dumb and stupid, but I believe in you.
hmm
I believe you can do anything." Like, now, I don't want anybody to be offended, but can anyone in here read?
yeah, yeah,
And then, of course, the twist is like, yeah, we can all read. This is like you said, an honors level physics class. We had to take college level tests to get here.
yeah,
And then, like, it slowly unravels. Like, oh, you're all actually really smart. And then, like, I like that. I like that little twist. And
yeah,
and how Ego tries to sort of slowly back away from her statements, but and as the sketch goes on, you realize that the students are actually smarter than her because she didn't go to college. And like, I liked it. I thought Ego did some strong work in here as well. I thought.
hmm I thought it was performed well. I feel like it didn't have too much of anywhere to go after the turn. you know.
Right.
So like after we find out that they're AP students, I was just like, oh, okay. And yeah, I don't feel like it really built too much from there. So
Yeah, it did. I guess it did. I don't say meander, but it did kind of trail a little bit, trying to figure out its way. But I didn't mind it because, again, like Ego was giving a great performance. I think at one point when Ego was talking to Megan Thee Stallion's character, she was saying, "See, let that all be a. You should all in this class try to be like LaQuisha here." And then Megan looks offended and is like, "My name's Amy. What are you talking about?" Like,
yeah,
there's a
I feel like that would have been funnier if like Megan the Stallion had just thrown the line away a little bit. You know, instead she got like a little. My name's Amy. She got like more indignant about it, and I feel like it would have been
she
funnier if she was just like, "My name's Amy."
yeah, she played it big. She played it big.
Like, yeah,
It's a choice. It's a choice.
it's a choice.
Yeah, and then like as Ego sort of backs away, she was saying like the principal didn't tell her that this was a STEM school, and but she
Right.
still feels like she should get paid because she was here,
Yeah,
and and then she says, "All right, well, class dismissed," and then like, well, the bell didn't ring, and then she ends up sort of smashing the fire alarm and trying to get the hell out of there.
yeah. I felt like this was just okay for me. I mean, it was decent, but it didn't blow me away. I guess it's a decent thing to end the night with.
Yeah, I thought it was. I mean, I thought it was a little bit more than decent. I like the twist, and I
Yeah.
like the that egg. Like I said, I like Ego because all women are funny. Let me just backtrack what I said earlier. All women are hilarious and phenomenal, and
Yeah.
I loved Ego's performance in this. Like she was really selling it. I thought
I mean,
so.
I definitely put this over Hot Girl Hospital, Deer, and Girl Talk. I think it was better than all three of those.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's our episode. Wow.
That's the SNL. I mean, how'd you feel like about this episode overall? How'd you like Megan the Stallion as a host?
Um, as a host, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I mean, you could definitely tell she was kind of inexperienced because I mean, if you look at her work on IMDb, she hasn't done a lot of acting work,
Yeah.
and I'm sure her sketch comedy work is even more lacking. I thought the parts where she came in with a lot of energy for a lot of parts,
Hmm.
and I thought when she had that energy, she was great. But then she also kind of missed her marks a lot of time, and it was a
Yeah.
little. I think overall the episode was a little sloppy.
Her inexperience definitely came through at times,
Yeah, yeah,
and I feel like because she's not an actor, she was kind of one note. So I don't feel like she was the best host. I'd be totally fine if she doesn't come back and host again.
I would too. Like I think they kind of just pat her on because she's a big name, big celebrity, and of course SNL is always trying to get the young audience and trying to
Yeah.
go viral on the TikToks and the Instagrammers and
Right.
the tweeters and all that jazz. So they're always trying to build buzz and whatnot amongst the young folks. So yeah, of course you'd have Megan on as a host and a guest, and go viral and stuff. But as far as like her as a performer, it needs work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
agree. I agree.
yeah. So, but overall, like this episode, I thought definitely better than the Miles Teller one. Not as good as the Brendan Gleeson. So like right in the middle.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely on the lower tier. I feel like this episode it was more of a miss than a hit for me.
Okay.
About the only things I'd really take away from it would be the please don't destroy sketch. I think that's the only one I liked without reservations.
All
So
right. No reservations.
yeah,
Like a high end restaurant. No reservations.
exactly.
Okay. All right, but yeah, fair enough. But yeah, overall not terrible, but definitely I don't know.
I'm
I
not
don't,
full Zoidberg with it.
yeah, no.
Yeah. I mean, at first, with those 3 week live sketches, I was thinking like, oh, am I going full Zoidberg with this one? Because I didn't enjoy a whole lot, but
Yeah,
talking
there.
it over, there was some decent stuff in there. So
Yeah.
Definitely a disappointment after last week's show, which I thought was pretty strong, though.
Yeah, I know it's a bit of a dip down overall,
Yeah.
but I know again. So first three episodes, I guess we're still finding our footing, still trying to figure it out, and hopefully we do that on.
Footing last week.
We're still
We had
finding the
footing,
footing.
and then we lost our footing again. It's just, what
Foot
happened to footing, guys?
Footing is very difficult.
I guess so.
Footing is tricky.
It's very slippery there at 30 Rock.
Yeah, it is. It's there's just floor wax everywhere.
Yep.
It's just one big slip and slide.
Yep. All right.
Yeah. But hopefully we get our footing again on October 29th. New episode SNL. They're taking next week off, and we got our host and musical guest all lined up.
And who might that be?
It's the one and only Mr. Jack Harlow.
Jack
Dub-
Harlow.
Doing double duty there.
Yeah. So 2 host musical guests in a row. I wonder if they've done that before.
I believe this is the first time they've ever done it.
Interesting. So, what if that's like the new format of the show? It's just musicians hosting and musical guesting the show from here on out.
So they don't have to pay like 2 different hosts.
I wonder, do you get paid for being? Do you get paid more for being both the host and the musical guest? That's an interesting question. I hadn't
know.
Before.
Oh, that's up to your agent, I guess, if he's a good one or not.
I don't know. Would you just get paid for hosting? I mean, you're doing 2 jobs. I feel like you should get paid for both.
Ooh, that's a good question. We should look into that.
I'm very curious about that now.
Listeners, tweet at us. Let us know. If you know the answer to this puzzling question.
If you've hosted and been the musical guest on SNL, let us know. Yeah, write in to us at SNL Nerd Show on the Twitter. Justin Timberlake, we know you're a big fan of this show.
Yeah, Lizzo, Childish Gambino, we know you listen. So,
yeah.
Britney Spears, Dolly Parton, holler at us. Holler at your boy.
Let us know. You don't have to tell us like what you got paid, but just let us know if you got paid for both. And if you didn't, why not?
Yeah. Was your agent terrible? Let us know.
Yeah. Talk to your people.
Yeah.
And speaking of the people, let's see what the people thought of this episode. And
we got tweets. We got
a few comments on the Twitter sphere. We got, let's see, John Agnias. He got the little Halloween name going. At Burtonesque92, he says, "Well, sirs, truly you can't win them all. The sketches that I savored the most, like a river in a desert. I found the Please Don't Destroy short hilarious, the compact Please Don't Destroy runtime being a great way to depict the swift drop in positive energy.
Woo.
And I loved Ego and the turn of the teacher sketch."
Okay. Yeah. So the teacher sketch, I think a lot of people dug. We got Mikey with 2 E's saying, "Oh boy, not many laughs in this episode for me. Cold open was okay, but the monologue was weak. The pre-tapes were probably the closest they got to a half-decent sketch, but still nothing special. I always enjoy Weekend Update as at least it has jokes, but the rest just fell pretty flat for me. Flat as Heidi's and Ego's, not Heidi and Chloe's. I meant Chloe. Damn it! Oh boy.
That once again, that was Darren. That was Darren Patterson disparaging your ass, Ego. Mikey, I kind of agree with you that most of the show fell flat for me too. Not a great one. Boardman gets paid at Leho the Lion or the Lion. I can never remember. He says, "Hello from Megan's third wig to the right." So I thought this episode was great. She brought energy and personality, missed opportunity for a song, so Chris was missed. I'm assuming you mean Chris Red. Workout class was my sketch of the night. Darren has some accent competition. Also, girl.
Hey, what's all this then? He's saying all got competition with the accents. Yeah.
He says, also, is DJ Willie supposed to be how Kenan Thompson feels in real life since divorce?
Oh, shit. They're saying Keenan's just like the old dude in the club now?
Maybe he's got 2 girlfriends. Who knows?
Hey now, hey.
It's cool if they both know about each other.
Yes. Yes. I still, yeah, that DJ character, like, what? It added nothing to the sketch. It makes no
You
sense to have.
defying, don't you?
Like, why was he there? Like, what was the point of him? It just,
You were flummoxed by DJ Willie.
it like you cut out DJ Willie, you got a much better sketch, or definitely or improved sketch.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and you get rid of that joke of just saying "girl."
Oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah, then I think you got something.
You get rid of that entire sketch, you
Mm-hmm.
have a much better sketch.
This is what I'm saying.
Next door.
Do this sketch and did another sketch instead. It would have been better.
Hire us, SNL. Hire us.
Yes.
And we got Next Door at Next Door says, I put this episode better than the premiere and not as good as last week. The pre-tapes were the high points, that and the 10-1. Chloe was probably my VIP. I think or maybe he means MVP. I don't know.
Yeah.
Devin,
Yeah.
VIP, very important person, yes.
Yeah.
Devin had a good ep, but Che is a bad setup man.
Ooh. Damn.
Ooh.
Che, Nick Store is calling you out, son.
Shots fired. Bang, 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 bang. Lastly, Mikey looks lonely. I think he's missing Alex and Cade.
Well, I mean, Mikey did play off Alex a lot. They paired up a lot, and maybe he doesn't pair up with some of the remaining people as much, but he's still a strong performer, and it was an unusually light show for him.
Yeah, I guess it is where, like, I mean, at this point he's like the senior class, and like everybody else is kind of like freshmen and sophomores, so it is kind of weird to be like the old guy at the club, I guess.
Yeah, I don't want to see him leave the show, but it wouldn't surprise me if he wound things up after this season. But
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know. Maybe when Cecily comes back, he and Cecily can cook something up together. That
yeah,
would be.
yeah. Maybe I could see that. I could see that. But yeah, isn't Cecily coming back on the 29th?
I feel like that's around the right time for her to be coming back because I think she was winding up her play on the West Coast towards the end of October. So I think she will be back by the 29th.
All right, so boys and girls, gird your loins. We got Cecily Strong possibly coming back to the show. Ooh.
I mean that'll be fun. It's always nice to see her come back, and it'll be neat to see her added into the new beginning, and see what they do with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm calling it right now. We're going to see her dog. We're going to see her dog Lucy.
Oh my God, I missed that damn dog.
Yeah, I miss that dog. I mean, kudos to Bowen for getting a dog in the opening credits. I just want to see Cecily and her dog. She always seems to work her dog in somewhere, so I want to see that tradition. Keep that tradition going.
That's right. We need that. We need that dog more than ever.
Yes,
Now more than ever in these trying times.
I just want to see a cute dog on a weekly basis. That's
yeah.
what I want to see. And lastly, our friends at Saturday Night Vibes, SNL_vibes, they respond to the GIF you posted of Keenan punching out the deer and doing the karate stance. They say, this moment was top 3 hardest laughs of the night.
Yeah, anytime you punch a puppet, it's hilarious.
I mean, I think I'm more partial to the knife wielding puppet, just because it always looks so intentionally lame.
Oh, I see. All right, so it was the knife that threw it off for you.
No, I'm saying the knife is better than the punching.
Oh, I see. Got it.
Yeah,
got it.
I prefer the knife wielding deer to the punching the deer.
Got it. All right. I
can do that. Not one of my top 3 moments of the night, but nice to see. I'm glad you enjoyed it so much.
Yeah. At least you were happy, Darren.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
thank you. My happiness is important.
Yeah, I mean that's how I've always felt. So, so SNL off next week, which is it's kind of weird because it feels like we just got started in the season, but we're already 3 episodes deep. So what are we going to do next week, Darren? What in the world are we going to do?
Well, we figured John and I. Well,
yeah.
it's late October now.
Yes,
The Halloween season is upon us.
this is
The
true.
the ghouls and the ghosts and the the pagan rituals, they're here.
Right.
So let's do a Halloween themed movie. Let's talk
So
about one of those.
okay, so what you're saying is we need a Halloween themed movie, preferably one starring an SNL alumni to get our to keep our theme going.
Got it. Yes.
Right. Okay. So what can we do for that? Let's see. There's got to be at least one of those, right?
There's got to be one. There's got to be
We've
one.
already done like three Ghostbusters movies, so kind of slim pickings there.
Yeah. So we thought outside the box. Like, what else can we do? What's a horror, scary, freaky movie that has an SNL cast member? Maybe an SNL cast member that uh was the anchor on Weekend Update with long mullety black hair
Uh
and
huh.
said "babe" a lot and was incredibly cocky and talked in long diatribes.
Right. And made lots of obscure references, and maybe
Yes.
has like pivoted to the right wing in recent years.
Ooh, boy. Yeah, we'll get into that.
And I mean, what if this movie also stars some models who are not terribly experienced at acting? Can
Yeah,
we do that?
you can take out that terribly because they're
Oh,
just not.
what if we also had Corey Feldman in there somewhere?
Yeah.
Just
What,
Corey Feldman in there for no reason.
yeah. What if we had all that? What if a movie had all that? And
What if this movie was also a spin-off of a show that ran on HBO
yeah,
that was based on a an EC comic from the 1950s? What about that? Is there some movie that encompasses all of that, Darren?
ladies and gentlemen, I think at this point you know we've what we're talking about. The one, the only. Tales from the Crypts presents Bordello of Blood.
Yes. It's
Yes.
it's it's Dennis Miller, Angie Everhart, Erica Eleniak from Baywatch and Under Siege, Corey Feldman from Stand By Me and other stuff that's not as good as Stand By Me, and they're in a bordello of blood.
Of
This is a
Blood.
horror movie.
Yeah, it's a movie that I remember this movie coming out because I guess this came out in, like '96, so that's I probably just started college at that point.
Yeah,
And yeah, this is one of those movies that's pretty infamous. If you read back about the production of this,
yeah. Huh?
it's pretty legendary and pretty. Basically it boils down to this: that Dennis Miller is a misery to work with, and
Some stuff went on. There is we discovered this week there is a podcast about how hellacious it was to make this movie. There is an entire podcast about it called
yeah,
How Not to Make a Movie.
yeah. This is going to be a good one, folks. I can feel it in my bones.
So,
A lot of fun is going to be made of it, and
mhm.
just we're really going to go down the rabbit hole on this one. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and we're going to have a special guest returning to the show who's going to help us out talking about the movie. So we're looking forward to that. So,
yeah, yeah.
Bordello of Blood.
Yeah, I've never seen it. This will be my first time. I was a casual fan of Tales from the Crypt, the TV show, so this will
Yeah,
be because I'm a bit of a scaredy cat when it comes to horror movies. So
right.
but I'm hoping this movie will be more cheesy and tacky than actually scary. If it is, I'll be good.
I actually have seen this movie before, and
Oh,
yes, you are guaranteed the cheesy and tacky.
yes.
I don't really remember it being scary. I don't really remember it being ultra gory. I think it's kind of gory. I mean, I haven't seen it since it was out. And when did it come out? Like 1994,
I believe 96.
96. Okay, that sounds right. So yeah, so I haven't seen this in over 20 years. So
I can't wait. Like the one thing I'll tease it for our listeners. The one thing I did notice is that Tales from the Crypt was a really popular TV show on HBO, and they were going to do a trilogy
yeah,
of horror movies. So the
yeah.
first one was Demon Night, and the second one was this movie, Bordello of Blood.
And
This
then
movie,
after that, they were like, yeah, we're good on the third movie.
yeah, this movie did so badly they canceled the third movie. They're like, no, this is
Yep, they're like, we're good. So okay, so this will be interesting. This will give us stuff to talk about. I
Yes,
think
this will be a hoot.
this will be fun. I am kind of looking forward to seeing this. And if you want to join us in checking out Bordello of Blood, it is on Peacock right now. So yeah, join us on Peacock and, and check it out. I think it might be on the premium. You might have to pay for it. So
Yes. So yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, watch along, and let us know your thoughts. Let us know your thoughts on our Twitter at SNL Nerds Show. As always, tweet at us. Let us know.
yeah,
We got the Patreon up at non-productive.com. Give us some money. Give us some dough. Leave a review, for Pete's sake. Let us know what you think about this thing.
well, a long time since we got a review. Yeah, if you leave us a nice review, we'll read it on the show.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Go
And as always, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Darren Credible. That's DARIN Credible.
And you can follow me in both of those places at Trumbull Comic. That's TRUMBULL and the word comic. So thank you very much for listening. Once again, thank you for the support. Thank you for the retweets. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for all that. Thank you to the hotties.
Thank you, hotties.
Thank
Thank you.
you, hotties. I mean, maybe that should be our new sign off. Thank you to the hotties.
Ooh, I like that.
So,
I,
all right.
I like that very much.
You do? Yeah. I mean, because really, the hotties, they don't get enough appreciation.
Nah. Yeah. Thank you, hotties. Thank you for
Thank
everything you do.
For all you do, for being hot and stuff. And thank you to the flat ass people, too. Thank you for all you do and all the appreciation that you don't get for your ass.
That's right.
We see you, flat ass people.
Yeah. You make the world go around.
That's right.
I didn't mean, round, because, all right, never mind.
No. Sorry if that's a triggering word.
Yep.
So anyway, we will be back next week with Tales of the Crypt presents Bordello of Blood. But until then, nerds out.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.